Sean from DC Chefs Giving Back. Today we're going to be showing you a fun dish. It's our summer gazpacho with shrimp. It's got nice summer vegetables, some poached shrimp and a nice spicy sauce. Really fun dish for dinner parties. This is our donation for Feed the Fridge this week. We're partnered with them. They're a great organization. You should check them out on their GoFundMe and their Facebook page. They work with food insecurity as well as helping local restaurants and chefs like us. They help us donate more food to shelters, which is a huge deal for us, and we really appreciate them, and we want you to check them out. If you'd like the dish you see this week, you can also come to the VFW, post 3150, and pick one up for $11. You can pick one of these meals up, and we donate, for every meal you buy, we donate one to homeless shelter or a veteran in need, or wherever we can help. So we really recommend you do that. If you can't get by this week, you can also check out our GoFundMe page. Our GoFundMe page explains the whole process a lot better and how it works. I just gave you a simple gist, so you can go check that out. You can also check out our Facebook page, and if you like us here, you can subscribe and share all the love. All right, let's get to the food. All right, so right here we have, this is our summer veg. We have peas, corn, tomatoes, cucumbers, red onions, okay, and red peppers. Now, we marinate this with just a little pureed basil. We puree it with a little bit of olive oil, a little salt, a little pepper, and a little white wine vinaigrette. So the vinegar really kind of brings the acid, the salt, and all the sweetness comes from the vegetables. So you have a lot of really nice components there. So this is our shrimp. We poached these the night before, as we made this the night before, and we let it macerate. Most of the work's done the night before. So these were shell on, so we poached them, and we saved a little bit of the cooking liquid for the soup we're going to make today. So I used a spice called Slap Ya Mama. It's a Cajun spice for poaching shrimp and, well, anything really, crawfish, everything. It's a really great spice, but if you can't find that, anything you like, Old Bay, salt, lemons. If you're looking for something spicy, maybe a Cajun seasoning. If you like Old Bay will work. Anything works if you can't find that. All right, we also made this. It's a little vinaigrette. So this is all the green onion, the green part of the green onion. So we cut that off, and we save all the white part, and we put that into our veg, and we put that into our sauce. So then the green part we puree up. All right, we add the same vinegar, the white wine vinegar, a little Sambalik chili sauce. You can get that from your Asian market. A lot of grocery stores carry it. If you can't find it, chili flake, just something that gives it a little bit of spice. We also put olive oil in this, okay, and a little salt and pepper. So it's really simple. So we use this guy a lot, this Vitamix. It's a great thing to have at your house. If you don't have it, a Ninja or anything like that will work. But if you love to cook at home, this is something I suggest you get, and I assure you they're not paying me to say this. It's just a great thing. It blends it really well. So I'm going to add the sauce, okay? So about a tablespoon of the sauce I made. All right. And I'll marinate the shrimp up. Okay. I usually poach the shrimp and cool them and marinate them overnight. And I marinate the vegetables overnight too. And then here's the sauce. So the sauce, it's simply red onion, one large red onion, 5 heirloom tomatoes, 2 large red bell peppers, and 5 garlic cloves, okay? And then I add 1 quart of the cooking liquid I talked about with the shrimp, and I add 2 cups of vinegar and 2 cups of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of all natural sugar in the raw, just to bring out a little sweetness, 2 tablespoons of salt, and I throw a little bit of smoked paprika, like just a pinch, and a pinch of pepper. Okay? So I'll blend this up, and then after you're done, you taste it, you can season it more, but that's my suggestion. That's how I like to make it. Okay, so we'll take the Vitamix. Okay, so you just carefully dump everything in. Not splash yourself. Oh, I forgot to mention I have 2 large cucumbers in here. They're de-seeded and they're peeled. So you get that nice bright red color, okay? All right. I also put in 2 cups of diced baguette to thicken it. Okay. Okay, so you just fit as much as you can without making a mess. And you can blend the rest separately later. There. All right. Okay. So you're going to start it on low. Okay. And you're going to turn it on and just slowly turn it up, okay? So we're going to let this blend on high for 3 to 4 minutes. All right, so our gazpacho is done blending. So now we're going to pour it through a chinois. Any kind of strainer will do, as long as it's not like a big pasta strainer or something. Just a thin mesh strainer. I like the chinois because it's really the best for, you know, getting every little bit that you don't want in there. Now, if you're okay with having, you know, a little, you know, puree in there, and you're not trying to make it super smooth and creamy like I am, you don't really necessarily need to strain it. That's just how I was taught, so that's how I do. I do like the smoothness that you get with it. Okay, so you take this ladle, and you just want to kind of dip it like this, like so. Okay. So basically what you're doing is you're pushing through all the micro, thin, small pieces of vegetable and the bread for the thickening. Alright. Alright. So just take a few minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. Got a little bit on me, so you gotta be careful. Okay, so a nice thin broth. This is what you have left. Now, what you can do, and what I'll do, I won't make you see the whole process. We'll pause for a minute, and I'll blend it again. But I'm going to add it back in and blend it again, and see if I could push more through. That's going to make your sauce a little thicker. It's going to definitely add some more texture if you could push all that stuff through. So I would suggest doing that. Or like I said, if you know it doesn't bother you having that little bit of texture, you can just go ahead and leave it in. Okay, so we're gonna blend for 3 to 4 minutes, okay? Take a little break and be right back with you. So I repeated the process I just showed you 3 times. So I took what I had left, I pureed it again, and I only had this very little bit left that I just couldn't get. So you can see it's a little extra work, but you get this nice, smooth, creamy sauce. It's nice and thick. It's really you can tell there's a lot of nice thickness to it. You know, it's not as watery as it was before. Okay. So now we're gonna plate up. So what I've done, and this is fun to do at dinner parties, is we're gonna do it kind of like a decomposed dish. So we're gonna put the sauce in a jar and put it on the side, and we're gonna serve it like this, and the person can pour the sauce in afterwards. So we're gonna take our veg first. We're gonna try to make like a little tiny mountain of delicious veg in the center, okay? Alright, put a little bit in the base too. We just want to pile the center a little higher. We'll put the base a little bit in the base too. That will prop the shrimp up. Yeah, this is a dish that I think always kind of wows people when you do it at a cookout or something like that. It's just not something people have often, you know. I mean, it's not your regular hot dog and hamburger cookout when you start doing fun stuff like this. Okay. And you do most of the work the night before. So it's all marinated and ready to go. So then you're ready for your party. You just got to blend it up. And that's easy peasy. Alright, so you're going to take the shrimp. I do 5 shrimp. I'm going to prop them up like so. Put the tails up so people can grab them right out and just have themselves a nice little shrimp. Right. So let's go. So just clean that up. Alright, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little smoked paprika on top. It's one of my favorite things to garnish with because it's not, a lot of garnishes don't add anything to it, but this actually adds flavor, makes it really nice. That blends up into the soup and adds like this nice little smokiness to it. So then you'll serve it like this. This is your dish. All right. Okay. Pause. All right, so then you just give it to them and let them pour it in. All right. If you want to plate it ahead of time, then I sometimes add a little bit of veg in there ahead of time. And that makes it look nice. There we go. That's our dish. Alright. So, I'm going to show you something kind of cool that you can do with if you have leftovers. So a lot of times you'll make too much and you'll have a little bit left over, which is cool because you can make this for the next day. You can have a nice little picnic or something, or just a nice lunch at your house with the leftovers. So I just cook 2 cups of pasta, and 2 cups of raw pasta becomes about 1 quart of cooked pasta. So I'll add that, you know, depending on how big your bowl is. I might not add everything to this bowl, leave a little space. All right, then same amount, 1 quart of vegetables, okay? Now, I'll leave a little bit aside for garnish afterwards. But I like a lot of veg mixed up in there, okay? Okay, lots of peas and carrots. Yeah, so these are fresh spring peas and corn I shucked. It was 4 ears of corn and about 2 cups of peas that I blanched. I add those the next day after marinating. That's why I didn't mention them at first, because the peas and the corn will, you know, they'll just change color. They won't be as nice. So I add those the next day. I blanch them and then I mix them in the next day. You probably do a little more veg in here. I like lots of veg. All right. Then you're going to add about 2 cups of sauce. You mix that in real nice. It's going to look a little wet at first, but after you make it, you let it sit in the fridge for about an hour. And it's just, and the pasta is just going to soak up all that delicious veg broth. Okay. Now, I have some shrimp, the same marinade. I just diced them up smaller. Okay. So I'm going to put those on there. Put those on top for show. And then I take a little more veg that I put aside. Just kind of garnish with that. Don't need a lot, just a little bit. All right. All right. And again, a little smoked paprika. Now, I do sometimes like to add a little queso fresca, or feta cheese is good too, if you can't get a hold of queso fresca. And there you go. Lovely dish with some leftovers from the night before. Okay, so if you like these dishes, you know, just go ahead and subscribe. Check out our GoFundMe. I suggest you check out Feed the Fridge. They're doing an awesome job. And yeah, thanks a lot, guys.